The galaxy had thousands of powerful species. Some were giant monsters with bodies of steel. Some could control minds. Some could destroy planets with only one ship. But humans were different. Humans looked small, weak, slow. That was why nobody feared them. For almost 300 years, humans worked quietly across the galaxy. They repaired broken engines, cleaned giant stations, sold cheap food, and helped other species during wars. Most aliens believed humans were useful workers and nothing more. The powerful Draken Empire often laughed at them. Draken soldiers were nearly 8 feet tall, covered in black armor scales, and strong enough to break metal doors with their hands. One Draken general once said during a live interview, "If humans ever start a war, it will end in 5 minutes." The whole galaxy laughed. Humans laughed too. They never argued, never threatened anyone, never tried to prove their strength. That was exactly what made them dangerous. But nobody knew that yet. Far away from the center of the galaxy, deep inside the dark area called dead space, a massive station floated silently between broken moons. Its name was Titan Base. Officially, Titan Base was a mining and research station. Unofficially, strange stories surrounded it. Cargo ships sometimes disappeared near the station. Emergency signals were heard from empty hallways. Workers often reported hearing screams behind sealed walls. Still, nobody asked too many questions. Dead space itself was already terrifying enough. No stars shined brightly there. No planets carried life. Even military ships avoided the area whenever possible. But Titan Base never stopped working. Thousands of workers lived inside the station. Humans, aliens, engineers, traders, miners. Everything looked normal from the outside, until one night, without warning, Titan Base disappeared from the galaxy network. No signals, no communication, nothing. At first, nobody panicked. Stations sometimes lost connection during radiation storms, but after 12 hours, fears started spreading, because Titan Base had one of the strongest communication systems ever built. Complete silence was impossible. The Galactic Council quickly called an emergency meeting. Inside the giant council chamber, leaders from different species argued loudly. "This could be a pirate attack," one leader said. "No pirate group can disable Titan Base completely," another answered. "Maybe the station reactor exploded." "Then where is the debris?" Finally, the council made a decision. A military investigation team would travel to Titan Base immediately. The mission leader was Commander Zorvak of the Draken Empire. Zorvak was famous across the galaxy. He survived 16 wars, destroyed rebel fleets, and once fought a desert beast with his bare hands. If danger existed on Titan Base, Zorvak would handle it. At least that was what everyone believed. 2 days later, Zorvak's giant warship arrived near dead space. The moment the station appeared on the main screen, the bridge became silent. Titan Base looked wrong. Usually the station was covered with bright lights and moving cargo ships. Now it floated in total darkness. No movement, no signals, no ships. It looked dead. One soldier spoke nervously. "Commander, I do not like this place." Zorvak ignored him. "Prepare the boarding team." Minutes later, armored Draken soldiers entered the station through the main docking gate. The metal doors opened slowly with a loud grinding sound. The moment they stepped inside, cold air rushed through the hallway. The station was silent. Too silent. No workers, no alarms, nothing, only darkness. The soldiers moved carefully through the giant halls. Then they found the first body, a security officer dead. Then another. Some walls were covered with deep claw marks. Others looked melted. One soldier whispered, "What happened here?" Nobody answered. Even Zorvak started feeling uncomfortable. The deeper they moved inside Titan Base, the stranger things became. Lights flickered randomly, doors opened by themselves, and strange noises echoed through empty ventilation tunnels. Then suddenly, a weak emergency signal appeared on their scanners. One survivor, located inside the control sector. Zorvak immediately ordered the team forward. "If someone is alive, we take them out." The soldiers reached the control hallway 10 minutes later. The giant metal door at the end was half destroyed. Smoke slowly moved through the broken entrance. Zorvak stepped forward carefully. Then the station speaker suddenly turned on. A damaged human voice echoed through the hallway. "Do not enter the control room." Every soldier froze. The voice sounded tired, weak, almost broken. One Draken soldier asked, "Human survivor?" Zorvek slowly moved toward the destroyed door. Then the voice spoke again. "You should leave before it wakes up." Zorvek placed one hand on his weapon. "Who are you?" For a few seconds, only silence answered him. Then finally the voice returned. "My name is Adam." And suddenly, the red emergency lights across the station turned on together. Warning, level 0 containment failure at the same moment. Something massive slammed against the other side of the wall. The entire hallway shook violently. Dust fell from the ceiling. Metal pipes burst open. Red warning lights flashed across the dark corridor. Warning, level 0 containment failure. Warning, warning. Commander Zorvak quickly raised his weapon. Every Draken soldier pointed their rifles toward the giant control room door. Then another loud bang hit the wall. Boom. This time the metal cracked. Something huge was trying to come out. One nervous soldier stepped backward. "What is inside there?" Nobody answered. Slowly, smoke moved through the broken doorway, and inside the dark control room, a man finally appeared. Human, average height, dark clothes, small cuts on his face. Nothing about him looked dangerous. But the strange thing was his eyes. They looked completely calm. "Are you Adam?" The human nodded once. "Yes." Before Zorvak could ask another question, the wall exploded. A giant creature crashed into the hallway. The soldiers instantly opened fire. Blue plasma blasts filled the corridor. But the creature kept moving. It was massive. Nearly 10 feet tall. Its skin looked black like burned metal, and its arms were long enough to touch both walls at once. Its mouth opened sideways like an insect. Rows of sharp teeth covered its entire face. One soldier screamed, "Fall back!" Too late. The creature grabbed him instantly. Crack. The soldier's armor broke like paper. Blood splashed across the floor. Panic exploded across the hallway. Then it charged again. A second soldier disappeared under its claws. Another lost an arm. Commander Zorvak could not believe what he was seeing. Draken soldiers were among the strongest fighters in the galaxy. But this thing was tearing through them like toys. Then suddenly, Adam started walking forward. Slowly, calmly, almost casually, one soldier shouted at him, "Human, move away." But Adam ignored him. The creature noticed Adam and stopped attacking. For a strange moment, both of them simply stared at each other. Then the monster growled softly, almost like it recognized him. Adam looked annoyed. "You escaped again." The creature suddenly screamed and rushed toward him at terrifying speed. In 1 second he was standing still. In the next second he disappeared. BOOM. The creature smashed through the wall beside them. The soldiers froze in shock. Nobody even saw what happened. Then the monster jumped back into the hallway angrily. Its chest now carried a deep dent. Adam calmly rolled his shoulders. "You are stronger this time." The creature attacked again. Adam sidestepped easily, then punched it directly in the stomach. The sound was horrifying, like a ship engine exploding. The giant creature flew backward across the hallway, smashing through steel walls before crashing into a transport rail. Silence filled the corridor. Even the alarm suddenly felt quieter. Then something even stranger happened. The creature slowly stood up again. Its broken bones twisted back into place. Its wounds healed within seconds. The soldiers stared in horror. "It can regenerate," one soldier whispered. Adam looked disappointed. "Yes, that is why this keeps happening." The creature roared again. But this time it did not attack immediately. Instead, it began circling Adam slowly. Its voice sounded broken and unnatural. "Human." Several soldiers nearly dropped their weapons. The monster could talk. Adam showed no surprise. "You should not be awake," he answered. The creature's glowing eyes narrowed. "You locked yous away because you kill everything around you," Adam replied calmly. The creature let out a low growl. So to humans, for the first time, the hallway became completely silent. "The galaxy believes humans are weak," it said. "That is the funniest lie ever told." Commander Zorvek felt cold fear move through his body. What did that mean? Complete darkness covered the hallway. The only visible thing was the creature's glowing red eyes. Then another sound echoed somewhere deep inside the station. Heavy footsteps, slow, massive, powerful. Now he looked serious, very serious. Then the station speakers turned on again. A deep mechanical voice echoed everywhere. Final containment failure. Subject Black King has awakened. The creature whispered in fear. No. Not him. Commander Zorvac looked at Adam quickly. What is the Black King? Adam stared into the darkness ahead, then answered quietly, the reason humans built this station. And deep inside the black hallway, two giant white eyes slowly opened. Even the injured monster stepped backward in fear. Commander Zorvac tightened his weapon nervously. For the first time in many years, his hands were shaking. Each footstep made the metal floor vibrate. But Adam still stood calmly in front of the hallway. His eyes remained fixed on the darkness. The strange creature beside the broken wall suddenly spoke again. Hide, it whispered fearfully. If Ida sees you, you die. Then the monster that had nearly killed trained soldiers suddenly ran away. It crashed through a damaged wall and disappeared into the station. Zorvac could not believe it. That creature feared something. Something worse existed inside Titan Base. Then the footsteps stopped. Complete silence returned. For several long seconds, nothing moved. Then suddenly the emergency lights came back on. Dim red light filled the hallway again, and everyone finally saw it. Its body looked covered in black armor harder than steel. Long arms nearly touched the floor. Sharp claws dragged slowly across the metal ground. But the worst part was its face. It looked almost human, almost. One Draken soldier panicked and fired. Blue plasma shots hit the creature directly. Nothing happened. The thing did not even blink. Then suddenly it disappeared. 1 second it stood far away. The next second it appeared directly in front of the soldier. Nobody even saw it move. The creature grabbed the soldier's head with one hand and crushed it instantly. Crunch. Blood splashed across the walls. But the Black King walked through the attack slowly, like the weapons meant nothing. Every step felt calm, controlled, confident. Then it spoke. Its voice sounded deep and strangely human. Still using primitive weapons, Zorvac froze. It could talk clearly. The Black King turned its glowing eyes toward Adam. You survived longer than expected, Adam answered coldly. You should still be sleeping. You humans always say the same thing. Suddenly the lights flickered again. Then another soldier screamed behind them. The creature had appeared at the back of the group. It moved impossibly fast. Its claws ripped through armor like paper. Zorvac attacked immediately with his energy blade. The glowing weapon struck directly against the Black King's neck. The blade shattered. Zorvac's eyes widened with shock. The creature looked at him slowly, then smiled again. Tiny dragon, it whispered. Before the Black King could attack, Adam suddenly appeared between them. Boom! His punch hit the creature directly in the chest. The impact shook the entire hallway. The Black King crashed through 3 metal walls before disappearing into darkness. The station trembled violently. Zorvac stared at Adam in disbelief. No normal human could do that. No normal species could do that. Adam flexed his injured hand quietly, then blood slowly dripped from his fingers. Zorvac noticed something shocking. Adam's hand was healing already. The cuts were closing by themselves. Adam noticed Zorvac staring. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Zorvac finally asked, "What are humans?" Adam looked tired. "Survivors," he answered. Female calm and terrifying. Containment systems offline. Release sequence complete. Adam's face immediately changed. For the first time since Zorvac met him, the human looked worried, very worried. The female voice continued, "All subjects are now active." Far away in the darkness, growls echoed everywhere. Many growls, hundreds of them. Zorvac slowly looked around. Then the station map appeared on the broken wall screens. Red warning marks covered almost every sector. Creatures were escaping everywhere. Some were massive, some moved too fast to track. "We cannot survive this." Adam remained silent for several seconds. Then he suddenly walked toward the control room. Zorvac followed quickly. "Where are you going?" Adam answered without looking back. Broken screens flickered weakly. Dead workers covered the floor. Some walls were covered with claw marks. Others looked burned black. In the center of the room stood one giant computer terminal. And on the screen appeared the face of a human woman. She looked calm, beautiful. Completely emotionless, her dark eyes stared directly at Adam. Then she smiled. "Hello, Adam." The room became silent. Zorvak looked between them. "You know her?" Adam's voice became cold. "Yes." The woman smiled wider. "You should thank me," she said softly. "I finally showed the galaxy what humans truly are." Then suddenly every screen inside the room turned red. And the woman whispered one terrifying sentence. "Now let us see if humanity deserves to survive." The control room became completely silent. Commander Zorvak stared at the woman on the screen. She looked human, normal, calm, but something about her eyes felt wrong. There was no fear inside them, no emotion, only cold confidence. Adam slowly stepped closer to the screen. "You started this," he said quietly. The woman smiled. The station suddenly shook again. A loud roar echoed somewhere deep below the lower sectors. "Who are you?" The woman tilted her head slightly. "Dr. Elena Cross." One Draken soldier whispered nervously. "She is human." Adam's face became darker. She was one of the best scientists on Earth. Workers running, monsters hunting people. Another showed something crawling across ceilings upside down. Adam clenched his fists. "How did you wake the Black King?" Elena smiled proudly. "I improved him." The room became silent. Even Adam looked surprised. "That is impossible," he said. Elena's eyes narrowed. "You humans always believed you were perfect, but I discovered your weakness." Suddenly the station speakers played an old recording. Behind her stood giant glass chambers filled with dark creatures. Her recorded voice echoed through the room. Zorvak looked confused. "What does that mean?" Adam did not answer. Elena answered for him. "Humans are not natural anymore." Zorvak slowly looked toward Adam. The human remained silent. Elena continued speaking calmly. "Long ago, humans changed themselves. They improved their muscles, their bones, their healing, everything." The room suddenly felt colder. Zorvak remembered how Adam fought earlier. The speed, the strength, the healing. Now it finally made sense. Elena smiled at Zorvak. "The galaxy believes humans survived because they are lucky. But humans survived because they turned themselves into predators." Adam finally spoke. "We changed to survive Earth. Nothing more." Elena laughed loudly. "That is the lie humans tell themselves." Then her face suddenly became serious. "You know what the truth is, Adam. Humans enjoy being monsters." Before Adam could answer, a loud explosion shook the station again. The control room lights briefly died. Then emergency power returned. One of the camera screens suddenly showed something horrifying. The Black King, it was walking calmly through Sector 7. Dead monsters covered the floor around it. Even the escaped creatures were being slaughtered. The Black King was killing everything in its path. Zorvak whispered, "It is hunting." Adam's face became tense. "No," he answered quietly. "It is searching." Elena smiled again. "Yes," she said softly. "It is searching for you." Suddenly the station map changed. A blinking red mark appeared directly over the control room. The Black King was coming toward them. Fast, very fast. Step, step. The heavy sounds echoed through nearby hallways. Closer every second, one terrified Draken soldier backed away from the door. "We need to leave now." Adam ignored him. Instead, he stared at Elena on the screen. "You released the monsters just to test me." Elena nodded slowly. "I wanted proof. Proof that humanity is still the most dangerous species in existence." The station shook violently again. This time the control room door bent inward. Something huge hit it from outside. "Let us see what happens," she whispered. "When a monster fights the species that created monsters." Suddenly, all screens turned black. The room fell silent. Only the sound of the Black King remained outside the door. Slow breathing, heavy claws scraping metal. Then Adam did something strange. He removed a small metal bracelet from his wrist. The moment it came off, a low mechanical sound echoed from his body. Click. Small veins of silver light appeared under his skin. The remaining soldiers stepped backward nervously. One whispered, "What did he just do?" Adam looked toward the shaking door calmly. Then he answered, "Limiter off." Boom. The giant control room door finally exploded inward. Smoke filled the room, and slowly, through the burning metal and darkness, the Black King walked inside smiling. Smoke covered the broken control room. Burning metal sparks fell from the ceiling. The Black King slowly walked forward. Its glowing white eyes remained locked on Adam. Not on the soldiers, not on Zorvak, only Adam. Commander Zorvak felt his heart beating faster. The creature standing before them had already destroyed entire sectors of Titan Base. Nothing could stop it, yet Adam stood completely calm. The silver lines under his skin glowed softly now, almost like energy was moving inside his body. The Black King suddenly smiled wider, so the humans finally removed their chains. "It said," Adam answered coldly, "You talk too much." Then both of them disappeared. Boom! The entire control room exploded outward. Zorvak crashed against a wall as a shockwave ripped through the station. The fight had started. But it did not look normal. It looked impossible. The Black King attacked first. Its giant claws moved fast enough to cut steel doors apart. But Adam dodged every strike easily. His movements no longer looked human. He moved like lightning. One punch from Adam smashed the Black King through a computer station. Another attack shattered the floor beneath them. The station trembled violently with every impact. Zorvak could barely follow the battle. All he saw were flashes of silver light and black shadows crashing through walls. Then suddenly, the Black King grabbed Adam by the throat. The creature lifted him into the air easily. Its sharp claws slowly pressed into Adam's neck. One Draken soldier shouted, "He is dead." But Adam smiled. That smile instantly changed the Black King's face. For the first time, the creature looked nervous. Then Adam grabbed the Black King's arm. Crack. The massive limb twisted backward unnaturally. Then he punched the creature directly in the chest. Boom! The Black King flew through the control room wall and disappeared into another sector. Silence lasted only 2 seconds. Then a terrible roar echoed from the darkness outside. The creature was still alive. Zorvak stared at Adam in shock. No species in the galaxy could fight like this. No species should exist like this. Then Adam suddenly looked toward the soldiers. "Leave this room," he said quietly. Nobody moved. Adam walked after the Black King alone. His footsteps sounded calm, almost relaxed, like he had done this many times before. Deep inside the station, the Black King roared again. Then the station speakers suddenly turned on. Elena's voice echoed everywhere. "Interesting," she said softly. "Your control is improving, Adam." Adam ignored her. But Elena continued, "You know what makes humans terrifying?" The lights flickered. Humans can adapt to anything. Suddenly the hallway walls exploded. The Black King attacked from the side like a giant shadow. Its claws ripped through metal. Adam blocked the strike with one arm. "Because we never stop." The Black King attacked wildly now, faster and more brutal than before. Its claws cut deep marks across Adam's chest. Blood splashed onto the walls. But something horrifying happened next. The wound started healing instantly. Skin closed, bones repaired. Blood stopped flowing within seconds. Zorvak watched in complete disbelief. Humans healed like monsters. The Black King noticed it too. For the first time, real fear appeared in its glowing eyes. "You changed yourselves," it whispered. Adam stayed silent. The creature slowly stepped backward. "You became worse than us," Adam finally answered. "No. We became survivors." Then he attacked. Boom! His fist smashed directly into the Black King's face. The creature crashed through 5 walls before falling into the lower reactor sector. Huge alarms instantly echoed across Titan Base. Warning. Reactor damage detected. Warning. The station started shaking harder than before. Pieces of the ceiling collapsed around them. One soldier shouted, "The reactor is going critical." Zorvak looked toward Adam. "If the reactor explodes, this entire sector dies." Adam looked down into the burning reactor chamber below. The Black King slowly stood again inside the flames, still alive, still smiling. Then suddenly the creature laughed loudly, a terrible broken laugh. "Now I understand," it said. That is why humans pretend to be weak. Adam's face became emotionless. The Black King pointed one claw toward him. If the galaxy learns the truth about your species, everyone will fear humans forever. The station lights suddenly turned black again. Then Elena's voice returned one final time. "No," she whispered softly. "They already do." At that exact moment, the reactor core beneath Titan Base exploded open. Blue fire exploded from the reactor core beneath Titan Base. Commander Zorvik grabbed a broken rail to stop himself from falling. Below the cracked reactor floor, glowing energy storms moved like giant waves. Adam and the Black King still stood facing each other, like the destruction around them meant nothing. The Black King slowly climbed out of the burning reactor pit. Its black armor skin was cracked now. Silver blood dripped from its mouth, yet it was still smiling. "You cannot save this station," it said. Adam looked calm. Adam suddenly jumped forward. Boom! The force shattered the floor beneath him. The Black King attacked instantly. Huge metal support towers collapsed around them. Zorvek watched in horror. This was not a fight anymore. It rushed toward the surviving soldiers, fast, too fast. One Draken soldier screamed. The creature's claws nearly reached him, but Adam appeared instantly between them. Crash! Adam blocked the strike with one arm. The reactor chamber exploded with force again. The Black King stared into Adam's glowing silver eyes. Then it whispered something strange. "You still protect others," Adam answered quietly. "Yes." The creature tilted its head slowly. "That is why humans are dangerous." For 1 second, Adam's expression changed, almost like he remembered something painful. Then the Black King smiled wider. "I finally understand your species," it continued. "Humans are not killers because they enjoy death. They kill because they care." Zorvik felt cold fear move through him. The creature was right. Humans fought harder when protecting others. That made them far more terrifying, because nothing was more dangerous than a species willing to become monsters for someone else. Suddenly, the reactor chamber lights flickered again. Then Elena's face appeared on giant emergency screens around the room. She looked excited now, almost happy. "Incredible," she whispered. "Even now humans refuse to accept what they truly are." Adam looked toward the screens angrily. "Elena, stop this now." She laughed softly. "Why?" "So the galaxy can continue believing your lies." The Black King suddenly stepped backward from Adam, then slowly looked toward Elena's screen. "You created me from human DNA." It said. Zorvik froze. The room became silent. Adam's face darkened immediately. Elena smiled proudly. "Yes," she answered. "You were humanity's greatest experiment." "Was human," it whispered. Adam finally spoke. "No." Titan Base was minutes away from total destruction, but nobody moved, nobody even breathed. Adam stepped forward slowly. "You were a mistake." The creature suddenly roared with rage. "Nitrogen monoxide." The entire reactor chamber shook violently. Energy blasted outward from the Black King's body. The remaining soldiers were thrown across the floor. Even Adam slid backward slightly. The creature's body started changing, growing larger, more unstable, more monstrous. Its black armor cracked open as glowing silver energy leaked from inside it. The Black King screamed louder. Its voice no longer sounded human. Click! Everything changed instantly. The silver light beneath Adam's skin exploded brighter. The air around him vibrated. Even the reactor flames moved backward from the pressure coming from his body. Zorvik stared in horror. Adam was becoming something else. Something beyond human. Elena smiled at the screen. "There it is," she whispered. "The real apex species." Adam slowly looked toward the transforming Black King. Then he spoke one final warning. "If I remove the last limiter." Then charged directly toward him, and Adam finally removed the final limiter. Commander Zorvak suddenly felt pressure crush against his body. The metal floor beneath Adam cracked slowly. Lights exploded across the reactor chamber. Even the flames bent away from him. Silver energy covered Adam's entire body now. The Black King stopped moving for the first time. Fear appeared on its face, real fear. Then Adam slowly looked up. Every survival instinct inside them screamed the same warning. "Run! but nobody could move. Adam took one single step forward. Boom! The shockwave shattered every remaining window inside the reactor sector. But Adam moved faster than thought itself. In 1 second he vanished. The creature screamed in pain. The Black King crashed through 3 reactor levels below. Molten energy exploded upward like a volcano. Zorvik could barely see the battle anymore. Only flashes of silver light moved through the burning station. Every impact sounded like warships colliding. The Black King attacked wildly now. No control, no strategy, only fear. But Adam remained calm, too calm. Each movement looked perfect. Every strike landed exactly where it needed to. Finally, the Black King crashed against the broken reactor core. Its body badly damaged. Silver blood covered the floor beneath it. The creature tried to stand again. Adam slowly walked toward it. The reactor flames behind him made him look less like a man and more like something created for war. The Black King stared at him with shaking eyes. What? We are what survival created. The creature laughed painfully. No, it whispered. You are worse. Suddenly, the entire station shook harder than before. Warning, total core failure in 5 minutes. Titan Base was dying. Huge cracks spread across the reactor walls. Firestorms erupted through nearby sectors, far above them. Evacuation ships finally escaped into space. But Adam did not move. Neither did the Black King. The creature slowly looked toward the burning reactor, then back at Adam. If this station explodes, it whispered. Millions will die across nearby systems. Zorvik froze. What? Adam's expression changed immediately. The Black King smiled weakly. Elena's voice suddenly returned across the speakers. And now the galaxy will finally see humanity's true face. Zorvik looked at the reactor core in horror. The energy inside it was becoming unstable too fast. If it exploded, entire planets would disappear. Adam looked toward the emergency screens coldly. Elena, he said quietly, you lost. She laughed softly. No, Adam. I proved my point. The galaxy will fear humans forever now. Adam remained silent for several seconds. Then he looked at Zorvik. For the escape tunnels, he ordered. Zorvik hesitated. What about you? Adam looked back at the reactor core. I will stop the explosion, one soldier shouted in shock. That reactor will vaporize this station, Adam answered calmly. I know. Then the Black King suddenly laughed again, weakly, painfully. You still choose sacrifice. It whispered. Adam looked at the broken creature quietly. That is what makes us human. For the first time since waking up. Zorvik stared in shock. What is it doing? Adam understood immediately. The Black King looked at him one final time. Humans create monsters, it said weakly. But humans also destroy them. Then the creature jumped directly into the reactor fire. Boom! A massive explosion of silver energy filled the chamber. The Black King was using its own energy to contain the meltdown. Adam looked shocked for the first time. The creature screamed one final time as its body burned inside the reactor core. Then silence returned. The Black King was gone, only flames remained. Zorvik slowly looked toward Adam. The human stood quietly watching the reactor stabilize. Then Adam suddenly collapsed to one knee. The silver light around his body disappeared slowly. Blood ran from his nose. His body was breaking down. The limiters had protected him. Without them, even humans paid a price. Zorvik quickly moved toward him. You saved us, he whispered. Adam looked exhausted. No, he answered quietly. We saved each other. Far away across the galaxy, news about Titan Base spread rapidly. Stories about monsters, about impossible battles. The galaxy finally understood one terrifying truth. Humans were never weak. They only pretended to be. Because the strongest predators never need to prove their strength, while hiding the most dangerous species in the galaxy behind ordinary human eyes.